Okay, it's Wednesday night. I just got back from a Menards run to pick up some J channel and 5 more pieces of green treat. We are making some progress. Monday night I didn't do anything after getting the ceiling done. I had a few whiskeys and listened to music. Yesterday I had to work. So today, since I had help available, we decided instead of monkeying with lights, that it would be best served to get as much as tin off the floor as we can. So tonight, neighbor Jeff and I got this wall up. So yeah, that only took 3 hours. We're getting better at it. We're getting pretty okay at it. This jig that he put together in the beginning sure has helped. Just throw a panel on the jig. You take your tape, and then for where our batten boards are, measure 42 and a half, 87 and a half, 132 and a half, and then whatever the height is. For most of them, it's somewhere in the 164 and a quarter to 164 and 5/8. And they've all been in that length. Take our board, which is right here, draw it across, take the cutoff wheel, cut the end off to make it size, walk it in, place it, screw it down. It's really not that big a deal. We're getting better at it. The outrigger definitely helps because then he can be working down below while I'm up above. I did get these two firmed up and the door opens, so I'm happy with that. Obviously those three gotta wait until I have the scaffold over there. But tomorrow being Thanksgiving, we're only gonna be able to work for a few hours in the morning, but we're hoping to get this side at least up to the window, if not done, but yeah, at least up to the window. Yeah, so we're going to start in that corner and work out. Just flip our panels upside down because this worked out. Yeah, we had to cut around the window, but that's a natural edge right here. So that's the whole thing. And then you can see the hydrant. Not a lot of room to spare here, She's pretty tight. I'll put a nice clamp right here to hold it firm, and then eventually this will be water service when we get there. And here's an example of how the boxes work. I drill a hole in the tin, and then you can see by looking at the screws that this is right in the middle of that board. I drill a small hole through, bring the wiring through into a bushing, and then 2 screws right into solid wood. Now this box is the feeder for what'll be this line of outlets going down this wall. So you'll see there's a knocked out. There will be EMT along this wall, and then about every 5 or 6 feet there'll be an outlet. Whereas the one right here, that one's the one for the water heater, when I get to that point. So that one's just going to get capped off and get a blank plate for now. The other thing I got to do is get that box up as well. I have it. It's in that stack over there. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. But that's the one that'll be the drop for the lift. So for now, it's just going to be just a blank box with a plate. And then the plate will have a knockout in it. So you can see there's a knockout in there. So when we're ready to put the lift wiring up, I can put that knockout in and then put a threaded piece in there and run THN wire down in conduit down along the column. And that's why that's placed where it is. So that should be pretty close to a nice EMT bend over to the column, come down, and then we'll hook it into the lift. Over here, this is the Cat 5, the 2 Cat 5s and the Cat 6. They're not hooked up in the house yet, but they will be at some point. So that'll give me phones and internet and then some spares, because you never know. But yeah, so we should get quite a bit done on this wall in the morning. We got things moving pretty fluidly. It's freaking warm in here. It was 50 at noon, so at 1 o'clock I came out here and bumped it up to 57, and it was 58 in here while we were working. And then when I went to Menards, I turned the heater back down to 55, so it'll still be warm in the morning. So yeah, that's working. I'm hoping I finally have this drip from these gauges solved. I keep tightening them. Let's see. No, that thing's still dripping. That one is too. I'm going to wind up depressurizing this system and retaping these gauges, I think. But it's not going to be today. It's not losing enough fluid for me to get to that point. It hasn't even lost any pressure. It's still holding pressure, but I bet we've lost probably 5-6 tablespoons in the last 2 weeks, so it is something I have to address. So yeah, we're making some progress, getting some more tin off the floor. It's really nice. I can't wait to put the lights up. I think I know exactly how I'm going to do it now. And I bought an awful lot of boxes. Well, Menards didn't even have any of these little guys, so I had to go to Home Depot and I bought both boxes that they had. So there's 50 of those. So hopefully that's enough. And of course, got to be doing outlets. So, and then just like we did on the compressor over there, the welder plugs will be the same thing. You know, the 50 amp plugs, there will be one on that wall and one way down on this board. Going to be way down low, but right by the door. That way, if you got to do any welding outside, you can get a reasonable cord and reach. So there, that's tonight's update. I know it's been a couple days. That's how we've been doing it, and I'm trying to explain a little more about how we're doing things. You know, turns out some people want to know. But yeah, once we, in fact, you can see pencil marks here because we just mark them on the jig, so there's no guesswork when you drive the screws in. You know exactly where they need to be, and that sure makes it nice. You know, they all line up and they all hit wood, and then later we come back at our leisure and put the screws along the bottom. I don't need them yet. You can see we did them in that room, but haven't bothered in this room yet. I'll do that later, and that'll pull that piece back in real nice under the window. So there, that's today's update.